Alright, so this video is going to be about who is the Earthling with the most potential. Alright, let's find out. Of course, you got the OGs, you got Yamcha, you got Krillin, you got TN, you got Roshi. They got, Yamcha's got 1.5 million power level, Krillin 3 billion, TN 3 billion, Roshi 15 million. But none of that really matters because what we're really going through is potential and not power. Who has the potential to rival the gods like Beerus? I think that's what I'm gonna title this video too, like the Earthling with the potential to rival the gods. Alright. Let's go through each one. Alright, you got Yamcha. He's got some moves. He's got the Wolfang Fist, Kamehameha, the Spirit Ball. He's obviously a trained martial artist. He also had a sword in Dragon Ball. So he's got a little bit of sword play. You got Krillin. Krillin can do a little more. He got the Destructo Disc, the Solar Flare. He's got the After Image techniques. He's got martial arts once again. A lot of battle experience. Once again, you got TN, the Dodon Ray, Tri-Beam, Solar Flare, Multi-Form technique. So they all have their little move sets. You got Master Roshi, obviously. You got the Sleepy Boy Fist, the Kamehameha, the Shock Tornado move. He's got that full power state that he can go into. So these people have, some good feats, but none of them are the strongest. Have the strongest potential. All right. So let's keep going. Now, let's deal with the cyborgs who are ignorantly called androids in the show. Even though they're half human, half cyborgs, so they're cyborgs. But anyway, so you got 18, 300 million power level. You got 17 with 40 quintillion power level, which is crazy. But move sets, you got Destructo Disc, Infinity Bullet, Infinite Energy, no energy signal, and same with him. He's got infinite energy and no energy signal. But he also has an energy barrier that he can use. And one could say that 17 is pretty strong. He was able to take on Jiren. Not really take on him, but hold him off. So he's pretty powerful. And these are still Earthlings. All right, but no, neither twin has the strongest potential. Believe it or not, Now let's go ahead and deal with these Saiyans, man. Hybrid Saiyans, which is really cheating because part Saiyan. But since I included the androids, I say why not? You got this guy Gohan. He's got tremendous potential. But let's deal with it. All right, you got Ultimate Gohan, 92 quintillion power level. Goten, 41 million. Adult Trunks, 875 billion. Kid Trunks, 42 million. Now these are all relative anyway. Doesn't matter because the power levels don't matter anyway, because this is a potential video and not what their current strength is anyway. So and they all have a myriad of attacks, but they pretty much all do the same thing when it comes to move sets. Blast, martial arts. Strong in their power level. They have rage boosts. But even as much potential as Gohan has, he's still not who we're looking for here. Still not what we're looking for. So I know you're thinking, who is it then? Who is it? Who has more potential than any of these people I just named in this show, with the potential to rival the gods, man? The gods of that series. All right, well, we're about to reveal that mystery, the mysterious figure. It's Dr. Gero. Dr. Gero actually has the highest potential out of everyone. And I know. Let's look at Dr. Gero's feats. I know what you're thinking. This dude's crazy. All right. He has a power level of 128 million. Energy absorption, no key signature, old age, and eye beams. All right. He also can't. I already said that he can't sense his energy, so he's got that going for him. But that's not why he has the most potential. All right. And I know what you're thinking. But let me explain. All right. You're thinking this dude is out of his mind. Let me explain. Alright, his hidden potential is this right here. This big brain, that high IQ, that big brain, man. Alright, now watch this. man was able to do what? Create this bio-android that we all know as Cell. You know, a lot of people's favorite villain. He was able to create this thing in a secluded lab in the mountains with limited resources. Alright. And he was able to create this man here, this monster Cell. You know? And look at Ultimate Cell. Let's look at that. He has the DNA of Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Frieza, King Cold, and other living things. Additionally, he has access to knowledge of all of their most powerful techniques, as well as those of the other Z-Fighters and villains they have faced. You know? He got 17, 18. He has access to limitless stamina devices. He even has Chaozu, Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha's, the people I just named, DNA, Yajirobe, Korin, Kami, and even Mr. Popo. And then it's funny because it says if Mr. Popo even has cells or DNA to take samples of. But, you know, he has all of those abilities, man. You know, part of the Frost Demon. Cell's able to survive a mortal wound and conditions so long as the nucleus is within his head remain. You know. And he also has Namekian regeneration. So people always, this is just the side. People always say, why does Cell able to regenerate all that stuff and Piccolo care? That's because he also has Frieza's DNA, alright? You know, Frieza was able to be cut in half and still be alive. So you add that on top of the Namekian regeneration so he can get that limb back and still be alive. Most people don't even know that. You know, I didn't know that until recently. But then of course he has the Saiyan cells where he gets power each time he's near death, you know. So there's that. So, you know, and not only that, but another thing that that Dr. Gero was able to do is create 17, who later on in Super was able to do what? Take on this man, Jerome. You know, actually damage him a little bit. You know, once again, another one of Dr. Gero's big brain inventions, man. So you have that going for you. You know, and this is why this man was just chilling in the lab, secluded with limited resources, man. You know, and all these data he got was on the planet Earth. All right, he got all this information on the planet Earth. You know, because he never sent anything out in Namek or anything. That's why he never knew about a Super Saiyan. All right, so he has the ability. He got all that just on Earth. All right, now this is important because just imagine if Dr. Gero had never went on his assault in the Android Saga and he just kept accumulating data. Alright, you know? Probably do a what if on that. Something along those lines, like what if Dr. Gero didn't attack or didn't assault the Z-Fighters or something during the Android Saga or something like that. Alright? Because if he would have been in Namek, he would have had access to the Ginyu Force, which does what? He would have had access to Ginyu's body change, Murder's super crazy speed, and also Godo's freeze space-time. You know, so he'd have been able to freeze time, you know, had he been able to get the data from the people in Namek, you know. He would have had Zarbon's transformation, you know. So he would have had crazy, you know, his abilities were limited because he was left on Earth. These people that came to Earth, he would also have this DNA, man. You know. Now imagine if he hadn't did his assault, he would have made it to what? The Buu Saga, which would have gave him even more information. He would have had Yakon, which if y'all remember, Yakon had the ability. That's the green man. Yakon had the ability to absorb light, you know, light and energy, you know. Kui, I don't even remember what Kui could do. To be honest, I don't think he did anything special. He got clapped by Vegeta pretty quick. But then you got this man, Dabura, you know, the Demon King. He had the ability to do what? He had the ability to spit on people and turn them into solid rock, you know. And the only way that you could get them free is if you killed them, you know. Then you would have had access to this man who Piccolo killed, Babidi, who had the ability to mind control people. You know, put mind controls as well as other type of sorcery and magic, you know. So you would have had Babidi's DNA because he died on Earth as well. So that is crazy to think about, as well as the other things these people could do that we didn't know about would be in his creation's DNA. You you know, which really comes back to here. Let me go back. Which really comes back to here. This thing that Trunks and Krillin destroyed, this bundle of cell, this actual cell, had this cell survived, it would have had access to the DNA of all of these people just mentioned. The Ginyu Force, Zarbon, Dodoria. Well, not them because they never went to Namek, but he would have had access to these people. Deborah, Babidi, and Yakon. And Pui. Which Pui, I don't think he did anything, but that's the point. And this is the thing that Deborah did. He turned Krillin into stone with his spit, man. That's OP, you know. You know, and then he would also have access to this, you know, the lovable fat pink blob Boo, who can turn people into candy and, you know, do all manner of type of stuff. Crazy regeneration, you know. Supreme Kai and Kibito, he would have had their abilities because they got washed by in this saga, you know. Got their ass whooped too. So we would have had that. And you look here, you remember Supreme Kai had the ability to create Kachin blocks, which is basically damn near indestructible metal, which gives him the you know, he could summon that on command. And he also had a Kai Kai or Pai Pai, which allowed him to basically have his own form of instant transmission. And then you got Majin Buu turning Deborah into candy or into a cookie, man. And he ate him. So he'd have had that ability, you know. So Dr. Gero has the potential to rival the gods, man, you know. And he's the Earthling, you know. So when this time comes around, you know, in Super's time, say he still never attacked, then he would have had access to this DNA, you know. But even if he didn't, even if he didn't have access to that DNA, he would have still had all this DNA in time. So say if he attacked on that time, Cell would have been far more powerful. Alright, and say that he absorbed the 17 that we know, then his power would have been crazy. But so we get here. So imagine Dr. Gero takes advantage of this fight and gets even more DNA, you know. He would have been a monster, man. You know. Like I said, I might do a what if. Let me know if y'all want me to do a what if on that. You know. But that's something to think about. Just imagine this man cooked up in the lab with all this information. You know. Dr. Gero would have been, he has the highest ability to rival the gods. You know, he could have made someone to clap Beerus. But anyway, that's pretty much it on that. Just wanted to make a video. I've been thinking this, and I don't think anyone's ever did a video to my knowledge of this scenario. But it's a scenario for sure. You know, Dr. Gero has the highest potential out of all the Earthlings in this universe, man. You know, she has the potential to rival the gods, man. And that's pretty much it on that. Like, comment, and subscribe. And peace.